Is so strong through this fourth sector, but brilliant manoeuvre by Marquez. He knew that he couldn't take Rossi in the chicane, but he lines him up beautifully coming out of the chicane, and he just has the pace. But back at the front, Rossi closing all the time. These next two laps are going to tell us an awful lot.
It was actually just the tiniest of mistakes by Valentino Rossi coming out of that final chicane. He just cut over the AstroTurf on the inside of the curve, and he would have just lost crucial drive as he came out of the chicane. There we are, this is on the last lap where Valentino Rossi just made a fraction of a mistake. That was all Marc Marquez needed to sweep by on the brakes down into this Harbach corner, down into the first corner. Marc Marquez now just putting about, what, 6 or 7 bike lengths between himself and Valentino Rossi. Rossi claws it all the way back, though, through the Medyke second corner. This race not over by any stretch of the imagination. Rossi piling on the pressure as they come down to the Struben.
Through the Struben corner they come onto the Wienslang. One of the most famous bends in the old days, that banked hairpin, and they're doing it proud, aren't they? Marquez and Rossi, the world champion and the championship leader, on board with Valentino Rossi. 30 years anniversary of on-board cameras here at Assen. Freddie Spencer and Randy Mamola had on-board cameras. Rossi is not letting him get away.
This is down at the De Bolt corner. Valentino Rossi now glued to the back wheel of Marc Marquez. We're coming up to the fourth sector. Muwen Mir, Holger Heide and Ramschuk, as we said before. Now, this is where Valentino Rossi's been really strong all throughout the weekend. He can almost reach out and touch Marquez's back wheel. Great onboard shots here. It's Repsol Honda versus Movistar Yamaha. Marquez versus Rossi.
Up through the left-hander. Rossi fast through here. Marquez just that little bit in front as they come to the chicane. Rossi can't come from that far back. Little bit of a wiggle of the rear wheel, though, from the Repsol Honda of Marquez as he breaks for the chicane. Over the line they go. 5 laps to go. Just a 1/10 of a second separating. And into turn 1. This is where he took the lead, Marc Marquez, from Rossi a couple of laps ago. And a lonely old ride for Jorge Lorenzo in 3rd place. And Andrea Iannone, equally lonely ride for him in 4th.
Yeah, here's this big group battling for 5th place. It's still Cal Crutchlow that leads the way from Pol Espargaro. Pedrosa 7th, Dovizioso 8th, Bradley Smith 9th, and Aleith Espargaro in 10th place. Back with the leading duo, Marc Marquez and Valentino Rossi. What a duel it's been so far here in Assen. Nothing between the lap times. Previous lap, 1:33.617. That's Marquez's best lap of the race. Just a 1/10 of a second or less quicker than Valentino Rossi. The last lap, hardly anything between them yet again. And as you can see, the last lap, nothing between their best laps of the race so far. In fact, Rossi's last lap, absolutely flying.
Down at Mandevend, Griegersloop, there is 4.5 laps to go. Rossi will close up through this 4th sector. He's done it absolutely every single time when he's been behind him, and has opened up a bit of advantage when he's been in front of him. They race through Holger Heide, and now up to the left-hander at Ramschuk. Is Rossi close enough? We ride with Rossi. Is he lining him up at the chicane on the brakes? Ooh, no way he was going to get through that time round.
Marquez and Rossi over the line now. You can feel the tension in the grandstands. Just over 1/10 of a second splitting the two of them. Now, this is the phase of the race last year where the Honda had the advantage. When it came down to the last 3 or 4 laps, the Honda had kept the better grip. Now, that was an area that Yamaha really worked on during the winter. And Valentino Rossi talked about the new chassis this weekend, giving him better grip, particularly after 20 laps. And Rossi not being dropped off at all. So this new chassis, better for agility and also better for tyre endurance.
Down for the Wienslang they come. Just over 4.5 laps to go. Then for the Roskenholt, Rossi would try and close here and try to use that advantage when he comes to that vital 4th sector. Marquez leads the way. He's been there for the last 4 laps. Race winner here last year in very different conditions in a very different race. Through Steckenwald, down towards the De Bolt corner, the left-hander. Rossi closes up once again on the brakes. Well, like Marquez, we said he's going to have one go. Without a doubt, I'm sure Rossi's going to have one go. Sense would tell him he's in front of Lorenzo. That's what matters in the championship. He wants to beat Marc Marquez in a straight head-to-head. Their real first straight head-to-head for a win this season.
Here we are on board with Valentino Rossi. Closes right up on Marquez again now into the Ramschuk corner. 4th gear, almost 190 kilometres now. Knee on the floor, down the brakes, the final chicane. All thought Rossi was having a look up the inside.